Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your man Rico, the Opinionist. Look, it's like 12:13 at night or in the morning. I couldn't sleep with all that's going on. So that's gone on in the city of Memphis, my hometown. Shout out to North Memphis, and you know, and everyone is giving their thoughts about what's going on. So I got out of the bed, and put on my t-shirt, asking this question here. Black man, how's your mental health? I got out of the bed, and instead I take a stroll, and just clear my head the way everyone else has been clearing their heads, and sharing their thoughts about the most recent events that have occurred in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, with the murder of the white female jogger, Emily. Damn, I forget her name that quick, but trust me, the world has learned her name, and that's a whole nother live in itself. That's been going on for the past week or so with that whole saga, and people noticing the the very glaring difference in reporting, and the reporting of murder and the reporting of kidnapping, when the people don't look like me or my sister, or you know what I'm saying. So people have been noticing that, and how black folks have been noticing that in the city of Memphis. You want to be across the board as a human being, and you want to root for everybody to do well. You want to mourn for everybody equally as people, but but racism, white supremacy is a real thing. Racism is real. Being black in America, being black in this country, in Europe, I guess it's real. And for anybody who thinks that it's not, well, this whole thing that just happened, well, this obviously surprised you, and it has you in shock with how they reported this white woman's death. Yes, she's a billionaire heiress. It's a white woman jogging, and of course, a black male boogeyman, black male with a long rap sheet. Y'all know the whole thing. And Memphis has been reporting outrageous crimes that have been committed by black people against other blacks, and it has never gotten this type of reporting, worldwide, nationwide reporting. And so, black people have to constantly look at that and realize every time we try to be good racial stewards or be good human stewards, we always get that proverbial pie in the face and say, no, you black. This is how you get treated. And then folks get into conflict. Well, I've always studied the scholars, Dr. Claude Anderson, and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. John Henry Clark, and Malcolm X. I've always studied what the scholars have told us. Elijah Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan. They've always tried to teach us about racism. But yet some of us are still surprised because we do so many things that take us off the goal in our path as blacks in this country. And so when they do blatant things like this systematically, which is often, some of us, it's like we get shocked all over again. But Brother Neely Full and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, they let us know. They said, racism, white supremacy. If you don't understand its purpose, its agenda, everything you see everything you see would only confuse you. But luckily I read about them, and was able to go to a few of their lectures when I was young and in my 20s and early 30s. So what's happening in Memphis as it relates to how they report criminal acts against one group versus one person who happened to be a white female, I wasn't shocked by that. But I guess hopefully the people who saw this and will continue to do it, because y'all ain't seen nothing yet. With this whole thing, they're going to create policy. They're going to, all of a sudden, money is going to appear that Memphis city government all of a sudden didn't have. All these ideas on how to prevent crimes, they're going to just poof out of midair. They're going to come out of midair. And guess what, black folks? Watch your black politicians all of a sudden become so active against crime because this white woman, millionaire white woman, was attacked. But all of these state representatives that y'all voted for and all these black city councilmen that y'all voted for, they didn't have any clue what to do when it was happening to you. Yeah, I said it. I know a lot of you hate when I talk about race, but race is a reality. The only way you can have a decent reality is when you confront it. Confront it. Because, see, I understand how racism, white supremacy works. Do I spend all day focusing on it? No, but I'm cognizant of where I am. I'm cool with who's cool with me. But I never forget, for me, I'm black. I look black. That's one thing. I am male, and now in these days, I'm heterosexual, and I'm heterosexual straight. These are all the no-nos in America. And so what's going to happen is, and y'all keep paying attention to the news, they're going to pull that old Willie Horton thing that George Bush Sr. used to beat Michael Dukakis in the 1988, or I think, was it the 88 presidential election? And used that Willie Horton. He let Willie Horton out on probation. Willie Horton came out and killed a white woman. History is a great teacher. And then they're going to use the Joe Biden narratives of super predator and racial jungle narratives. They're going to bring all that stuff. They don't do anything new under the sun to get you. And they're going to, again, use the face of black men to create all these different policies that's going to really be disproportionately levied against black people, mainly black males. And if y'all don't understand, since the beginning, when they said, kill all the firstborn, come on somebody, get in your Bible, people. Understand, I'm not even a church guy. Kill the firstborn male. And they're continuing to make sure they kill black males because the only threat to racism, white supremacy, the white racist system is a strong heterosexual masculine black male. And they've used and abused and manipulated and lied on the image of black males. They've done everything they can to make sure that he does not rise up. Even though we work hard every day, but it's not good enough. Manipulation. But, that wasn't really why I got on. I just wanted to share that because I just wanted, for those of you who don't live in Memphis, and I know it happens, I'm sure it happens in your city. If you live in a large urban, majority black city or majority black neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about. The black male is always used as the catalyst when they want to do some deviance in policy. They called it the 94 crime bill. They called it the Mann Act. Was the Mann Act when they wanted to keep Jack Johnson from traveling white women across state lines? Read your history. They always create something, some law based off the backs of black males. Even the school system, this whole drugging up your little children, that came from off the backs of black boys. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu speaks about that. Dr. Umar Johnson speaks about this all the time. And so today we had a young black male who was doing a killing spree, shooting spree across the city of Memphis. Stole a car. And I hadn't seen the video yet because people are like, oh my God, he's killing people. And he's acting a damn fool. He's wilding out. And so I try not to respond to stuff until I've seen some video or I've done a little research, and it never fails. That's why I wear this t-shirt. Black men, how's your mental health? How's your mental health? Before I start on that, I want to send my condolences out to the very first victim of this young man. I think it was a man who, when he walked into an AutoZone, shot the man. And also, I saw the relative of this young woman. She goes by the name of, she's referred to as Bebe. She was shot in the back. And I hope she's all right. My heart goes out to her family. My heart goes out to the other gentleman's family and all of those who were victims of his maniacal rampage. And but I want y'all to put a pin in that. I want to go back to when the white lady was shot. When the white lady was kidnapped, raped, and murdered by the black guy. Cleotha Apston, whatever. And what I do is I pay attention to reactions. And I really pay attention to black people's reactions, right? Because people will say, well, no, the residue of slavery. Well, they weren't victims of slavery, whatever. But no, we weren't there. But I think it's more of a Jim Crow systematic thing from 1965 when they took out the father and added more manipulation, I guess. But still, that's work. And so, our behavior is really, really weird. Because when I read and when I saw and how black people responded, throw him under jail. He's an animal. He needs to be under the jail. He needs to be in the electric chair. Murder, get him, torch him. They had the torches. But not long ago, some little Mexican juveniles literally murdered a black woman who was a pillar of the community. She was a preacher. And these same blacks were not yelling blood and murder when these Mexican boys shot this black woman in her yard, the carjacker. They were saying, let's get rehabilitation. No, they shouldn't go to jail that long. No, they shouldn't. But this black man, murder, how dare he killed her. And let's go even further. It was a black female that shot a known community activist. They didn't say death upon her, murder, she's an animal. Do y'all understand the significance of what I just said? If it's a black male, everybody comes down on a black male. I need you brothers to understand this. Everybody comes down on black men. Everybody, he had a show that says everybody hates Chris, but everybody hates black males. It's not that when we're doing horribly wrong in society. It's something about the black male that really infuriates, I know, the other community. We know the history of that, but it's gotten to a point that we don't even like black males. Even when they're doing well, we don't like black males. Those who are not committing crimes, those who are obeying the law, those who are with their families, those who are being men, we still hate them too. Because it can't switch like that so quickly. You see one black man who is doing what he's supposed to do. Okay, yeah, he's great. Then one who falls off that is like, ah! That means you have Anna for the black male who's even doing what he's supposed to do. I'm not crazy. I know what I see. And so, and I don't like having this understanding because it's a weight. So a lot of people walk through society in our race. We say, well, if it don't happen to me, I ain't got to worry about it. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with all that because I'm paying my bills and I'm worried about me. But you know what? For those of you who think like that, I don't have a child in the world. I don't have a wife. I don't have any of that. But it seems like I worried about what goes on about our race as a group more than those of you who have children, more than those of you who have wives, more those of you who have these things to live. Like you don't give a damn. And I always ask you, what if Jesus didn't give a damn? Well, they ain't oppressing me. I'm with God. I can go to my Father anytime I want to. What if Malcolm X said, you know what, damn all that. I'm in the nation. I'm selling bean pies. I'm good. What if Marcus Garvey said, you know what? I agree with W.B. Du Bois. It ain't so bad. Our people don't need to leave this oppression. It's okay. What if Chairman Fred Hampton said, you know what, in Chicago, the police ain't that bad. If brothers would just stop breaking the law. What if Medgar Evers said, you know what, through the NAACP, I'm going to try to get some laws changed What if he said, I don't give a damn about that. I got my wife and 5 family. What if Ida B. Wells said, you know what, they lynching black men in Memphis and across the country. I ain't gonna write about it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. What if Fannie Lou Hamer said, you know what, I'm not so sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I'm always thinking about them. What makes me so better than them? What makes me so better than even the slaves who toiled, who was tortured, so I can be here to be a free smart ass? What makes me better than them? No, why don't more of us care about our races instead of these individuals? And then we stand around and watch them care into the poorhouse, care into poor mental health. And then when they're in the poorhouse and they have poor mental health, those of you who don't give a damn, but you get a chance to make it another day because those people cared. You know, that gets on my damn nerves. And believe it or not, I'm not a church guy. I don't go to church and I don't have that religion. But I've actually prayed. I said, God, please. Get this off of me. I want to be a nigga too. I don't want to, because it seems to be more free. And they say God protects babies and fools. You know, make me one of them. Because it is a weight. It does distract you. No, it's a heavy weight to have this on your mind. And imagine what Malcolm was going through. Imagine what Dr. King was going through his last 4 years of his life when he stopped preaching about integration, but he started talking about reparations and doing for self like Malcolm. Imagine that when the same people who was supposed to be his preacher buddies, his fraternity, and they all turned on him. Imagine what he was going through. See, we don't ever think about anybody else. All we do is think about ourselves. And yes, I know I'm not out here committing crimes. I haven't brought any bastard kids here. I haven't made myself ugly with tattoos and all of that. But I still care about what happens to other black men. Because I understand, just like every culture, every race, you can't have a society without healthy boys and strong black men. Why don't we understand that? We let folks tell us that the women are the ones we need to be protecting. Hell no. It's not the women. The women gonna survive. Hell, they already out. You know why women outnumber us? Because we're doing our jobs to make sure black women survive. We're laying our lives either voluntarily or involuntarily, some kind of way. Some man or some black son has died so his mama can live, his sister can live, or black women he never met can live. But all you see is criticisms. So all that shit about black men need to protect black women. Even when you running your dumb mouth talking about black men need to protect black women, some black man is dying so you can live. When they was sending black males to jail in the 80s for crack, they should have sent the same 100,000 women, because when they sold crack, they gave the money to their mamas. They gave the money to their girlfriends. Every third black chick in the hood spent dope boy money. But then you grow up and get a job in this system. You get a degree. Black men ain't shit. Rico, where you going with all of this? There's murders that have occurred. You talking about black men. Because black men that seem to be at the center of all the foolishness. You know, they showed my friend, shout out to Mary Max, by the way. Mary Max sent me the video that's playing around, that's being played everywhere, right? Of this young man, his name, Ezekiel Kelly, young brother, 19 years old. See, I've been in mental health for 25 years, right? And so I have to see, you know, like Celie said in the movie The Color Purple about Suge Avery when they brought her in from laying on the back of the wagon all drunk and wet and sweaty. And she said, I just want to see her. I want to see her eyes. Well, when all these people are saying all these wild things about this young man, and it's not to excuse what he was doing. I had to see his eyes. And when I saw his eyes, when I saw him, See, right now, people are putting his picture up. He's been arrested. He's been arrested. He's been arrested, taken into custody, and he did one of them crazy guys, you know, those smiles. And people, and when he was on live talking about where he was going to go to shoot, there were people actually, you know, thinking it was funny what he was talking about. Because we're so far removed from mental illness and the insanity that drives behavior. We're so far removed. You know, we're so far removed for what have us acting a fool out here. You know, but one thing about it, but that's only in the black race. In the white race, they always say, well, what can we do to prevent this? I'm going to get to that in a minute. Because the title of this is, Has God Forsaken the Black American Race? And my response is, nope. The black American race has forsaken its own race. Because we're still trying to go everywhere else instead of coming within us. Where y'all think we gonna go? Who the fuck y'all think else want us? We're battered, we're bruised, we're broken. Yeah, we're good for sexual favors, for spending money, for entertaining, But nobody wants us. So how come we don't want us? See, the more we don't want us, it helps to perpetuate the foolishness. The more we don't want us, it's a lot of self-destructive behavior that we do to us. And again, the author of confusion, racist, white supremacist, racism, that devil, oh God, he's a liar, he's a cheater, conjuring a thief. Tell you what you want, tell you what you need. Shout out to Tracy Chapman. He said, the devil be a walking man. And see, when I saw the videotape of that young man, you know, and he's not the first one I've seen, you know, in Memphis and all that. Hell, I look at these little dudes in the videos on rap videos. I said, y'all look in their eyes. Look at their faces. They all look the same, sweaty, hair undone, just like knotty dreads and all wild, and the face sunken in and sweaty. And this dude had that white film on side of his mouth. And he's rapping these very murderous lyrics. Randomly, just rambling. Gone on them X pills. Clearly hooked on dope. But see, we're going to write this off as, yeah, they need to put his ass in jail. Yeah, crazy mother lover. And this, yeah. But when white folks have mass shooters, they don't just write those mass shooters off as mass shooters, then they move on the next day. Y'all look at what they're doing in Uvalde, Texas, or Uvalde School, and I guess in Uvalde, Texas. They getting stuff done. They getting people fired. They getting donated money. They're coming to solutions to make sure that never happens again. How come these same black politicians in Memphis and in the state house, watch them this week? Because everybody gonna want that clout. I saw state representative refer to the young man as sick. Her name is London Lamar. I've looked at her page. She referred to him as sick. Y'all keep voting for these black female politicians y'all want to. Black men. You know, and I'm talking to black men. I said, when we gonna take care of ourselves? When we gonna come together and form an advocacy group to look out for black boys and black men? Am I the only one who understands that we're the target? Nobody cares about us. We got about 10 million black men. We can't get 100 of us in the room to say, you know what, let's talk about this. Talk about changing these laws that seem to be kicking us in the ass. Because the laws that they're going to come up with, as relates to this white woman, and relates to this little black dude, they're going to disproportionately kick black males across the board in the ass. So instead of wiping this away, like when they arrest that little bastard, he needs to go to jail. Instead of just writing it off like that, y'all demand that these black politicians come up with some money to make sure that this type of thing never happens again. Make sure that these leaders that y'all look up to, Make sure they address the very issues that's driving this behavior. You know, because I get tired of watching these videos when I get these people, random black folks, you know, if our people is this, our people. First of all, if you never watched Dr. Claude Anderson's YouTube video, Inappropriate Behavior, you don't know shit about our people. If you never read a book by Dr. John Henry Clark, you don't know shit about our people. You never read the book Brainwashed, you don't know shit about our people. But you would be the main ones who don't care nothing about nothing. But you know, if our people want this, if our people, only when it's negative. You know, that gets on my nerves. It's gotten on my nerves. You know, where are the programs for black boys so we can make sure this young man does not appear again, or young black men like him don't appear again? Because see, y'all pay attention to how white folks in Memphis, who have very much to say about when y'all's killing each other, but they finna do a walk that said we're gonna finish her jogging. You know what they said? Thank you, Mary Max. They said, we ain't gonna, white women or women are not gonna stop jogging at 4 a.m. Because white people have a different reaction to victimization than we do. And I guess we've been victimized so long by the very folks. They're like, hey, it's almost like the running joke is when black folks get pulled over by the police. See, we be damn near forgetting how to speak English. That anxiety, that nervousness, and the anger and all that come, but that's because of days of the paddy wagon hunting blacks down. That spirit is still there. Don't trust them. But then you have when white folks get pulled over, they pulled over and they're like, hey, why are you stopping me, officer? They're upset because of their privilege. So these white women, these white folks in Memphis said, we ain't gonna stop jogging, criminals. But in Memphis, black folks give in to the criminals. It's the weirdest thing. So, and we should take this not as a time to beat up on him. He going to jail. He's not going to get any sympathy. But black men and then black women who care about their black sons, you know, black brothers and black fathers, this is the time where this week should be the time where 50,000 black folks should march to City Hall, and 150,000 plus black folks should send letters and emails to people like London Lamar and all his state representatives and coming out of Memphis, say we need this policy in place to make sure this doesn't happen again. Nothing punitive, but something that addresses the mental health aspect of why crimes are committed. That's what they need. You know, instead of waiting until something happens to you individually, then we want to say, we need to stop this violence. We need to stop this. But while the violence is going on, everybody's okay with it as long as it doesn't add to your front door. And I've been very fortunate for it to not come to my front door. But due to the fact that I know it's going on, and I see going on, I'm being proactive because I don't want it to come to my front door. So that's why I speak about it. And all this bullshit about no snitching. Hell, the reason black folks don't snitch, because hell, the criminals are related to you. You need to put that in check. We need to go to, you know, shout out to Mary Max. You know, go back to these neighborhoods where these people are coming from with this behavior. You know, the only time the black politicians and the black preachers come to the black ghetto and the hoods is when they're trying to get something from them. If not, get their hair and nails done, sex, drugs, and votes. Oh yeah, to give them to buy something. Only one group of people come to the hood who means some good. They call them Jehovah's Witnesses, and y'all slam the door in their face. Hey, it's become a running joke. But everybody else come to the hood to get their debauchery needs or debauchery desires met. So why don't we go to the hood to do some teaching? Because it doesn't make any sense, but we still have these ghettos the way they are. Yeah, I know systematically, but what you gonna do to change the system? Where are your marches? Because watch these white folks, how they stand up for, they already got her painted as an angel. They gonna take care of them. They on all the national news, liberal news, conservative news. That white woman is everywhere. She's definitely going to be a catalyst to make sure white folks are safe in Memphis. So what are you going to do, black Memphis? Are you going to take care of the issues that's driving this behavior, black Memphis, black urban America, wherever you are? Because I get sick of it, and it's always the face of black men or black boys. You would think, with all this stuff that's going on with these black males, you say, well, damn, let me go to try to find the root of this. And as a therapist and as a master's level social worker for over 25 years, I've always told my clients, it is our households, come on somebody. It is our households that present us to the world. Whatever teaching, learning, whatever modeling that was done by the grown people in their household, that is what the children learn. And if they're not taught any better, if it's a bunch of negativity, violence, and foolishness, well, they take that out. So people always like to say, it's poverty out there. No, goddammit, I grew up poor. So we're going to stop talking about because people are poor. We're going to stop, talking about this poverty. Poverty ain't got a goddamn thing to do. You know what's free? Home training. That's free. You know what's free? Being respectful. You know what's free? Keep your hands to yourself. You know what's free? Books. You know what's free in this country? Education. You know what's free? Loving yourself and loving others. So kill me with that poverty shit. Y'all let white folk tell y'all because you're poor, you act an ass. And I'm living proof. I was poor. Food stamps, welfare, North Hollywood, Springdale, goddammit. But my mother wasn't poor in her mind. And I'm getting to it. Because see, when you change the mindset, you know what else is free? Doing the right thing. Hell. Because everybody else going to take care of themselves. But the black race seem to not know how to do this. Or do we have a desire to do this? And again, where the fuck y'all think we going to go? Who else you think want us? And why don't we want us? We let these other folks talk us out of us. Isn't that weird? We let these other people talk us out of us. Yeah, I get annoyed by some of the behaviors. Yeah, I do. Just like everybody. But I don't hate my race. I don't try to mentally escape by interracial dating and make sure my children don't look. I don't do none of that. And I'm not demonizing or to anybody who's done that, because that, that the excuse, love is love. It don't matter who you are. No, that's bullshit. I ain't seen a Jew marry a Palestinian yet or a Nazi yet. So get out of here with that. We're always trying to escape who we are. But it's okay. Because we're going to keep on getting our asses kicked until we realize, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, we have no friends. And I want to say to black men, we have no friends. Everybody got attitude with us. Even those of us who behave appropriately. Even those of us who grew up to make something of ourselves. Even those of us, they all like us. I mean, they all have a problem with us. Even those of us who are rich, those and black men who are successful, economically successful, educationally successful, they still have a problem with us. So it's not about us, being pantsackers and tattooed up and all that. They just don't like black men, period. And we're so slow, we're going to look down on them, but they don't like them. They don't like you either. Because guess what? You know how you say? It doesn't matter if you got a GED or a PhD. The police pull you over and treat you the same damn way. Right, black dudes? So we're going to have to do this to get together on this. But the black race in America is going to have to stop this thinking. I would invite y'all to listen to, I told y'all to listen to Dr. Claude Anderson's video, Inappropriate Behavior. And then also he has a video called Exceptional People. Dr. Claude Anderson. He has a book called Black Label of White Wealth, for those of you who would actually read. And Powernomics. But then you have this guy who seemed to be reaching. His name is Charles White. Not right up there in Fort Worth. Charles White. Here's a video he's done with, I think it's Anton Smith. And it's about an hour-long video, but I swear, he hits to the core. If y'all know who Charles White is, Charleston White. He talks about the very core and the root of what's pulling down our race. Talking about these rappers, these gang members. Charleston White. Y'all go check out some of his videos, I dare you. Because see, he's doing his part to break that inward mindset. It's that inward mindset, that no snitching foolishness that keeps us in the bottom, and keeps us suffering, that keeps us in the back of the line. Because we won't act like the dignified folks, even the folks who, after 5-10 years after slavery, had more dignity than we have today. They built communities. They created economic systems. They valued education. They learned to read and write. Why in the hell do a lot of us sound like we just crawled from some kind of backwoods barn cavern or something? Why do we sound like that in 2022? Why do we have such an allergic reaction to books? And why do we celebrate bullshit in our race? The ugly ass clothes, the thought culture, the hood culture, the nigger culture. We just give them all the praise. See, that's the root cause right there. And we're going to have to attack it. Because it's going to come to your door. And please, when it comes to your door, and I don't want nothing to happen to nobody. I swear for cheese and crackers. But we're going to have to stop the foolishness. And start attacking it, those of us while we can. Now, everybody hates when you talk about rap music. But that young man who was doing that shooting, guess what he was doing? He wasn't singing BB and CC. He wasn't singing Luther Vandross. He wasn't singing Avant. He wasn't singing Anita Baker. He wasn't singing Shantae Moore. He was singing some bloody murder rap song. Bloody murder rap song. Today's trap rap, hood rap has become the theme music of foolishness in the black race. And we're allowed to be played. We're allowed to be played with little 3-year-olds in the car. We're allowed to be played with 8-year-olds in the car. We allow our daughters to shake their body parts at 4, 5, and 6 on Instagram and TikTok to rap this filth, this trash. There's nothing artistic about it. It's lazy and it's demonic and it's racist towards blacks. Because no one else seems to be harmed listening to this mess except for inner city ghetto blacks. That's what we need to attack that. We need to attack single motherhood. We need to attack all the negative things that we hold so dear in our race. We need to attack it as a group. We need to attack it as a group. Not just me, not just Charleston White, not just one person or one female. It needs to be at least 10 million blacks telling all of the record labels, you can get that shit out of my neighborhood. And those you single mothers of sons, y'all need to do better. Because it's your sons out here acting a damn fool. And we need to be attacking the policies, the politics in this country. I didn't say go vote. I said, no, you can go vote, but you got to know what you're voting for, black men. We have to form a block. We have to form an advocacy group. We're the ones supposed to be getting black dudes out of jail who we believe were unfairly sentenced to jail. How come the Innocence Project is made up of a bunch of white students that go to white law schools? And it should be made up of black men. All these black lawyers we got. How come all these black lawyers don't head the Innocence Project when the numbers show that it's disproportionately black males who are incarcerated, given long prison sentences unfairly? But we're not even taking charge of that. And how come we're not taking charge of our own goddamn mental health? We should have foundations. You know how Jews and all these other communities have foundations? They have institutions. And I'm gonna repeat this. Everyone listens to rap music, but black people get the doo-doo part of rap, and it's negatively impacting black kids. It's negatively impacting black kids. Yeah. negatively impacting black kids. I'll say that again. This rap crap that's going on, and there's not the rap I listened to in the 80s, in the late 70s, and the 80s. You know, it's not the balance. It's strictly hateful, anti-black male, anti-black family, anti-civilization, anti-peace, angry, stupid rap that these white record labels own, and they push. They get these little poor black boys out of these black ghettos a lot of money to push a lot of foolishness. You know, and we're not going to talk about white people do it too. We're not going to do that because they're not impacted the way we are. You know, it's insane. You know, so yeah, we need to attack it because let me tell y'all something. See, we're even in this when we playing games. Do y'all know when crack was wiping black folks out? Did y'all hear a cry across America or the world? We need to get some funding to try to get them some help. That crack is wiping out black families. That crack is really causing a lot of violence in the black community. Did y'all hear any of that? But as soon as heroin and fentanyl and opioids start wiping out black neighborhoods, the president, governors, city councilmen, everybody, these groups popped up and said we need about $470 million to stop this. Do you understand? So when I say, yeah, everybody does drugs, but the other group is not impacted by it, and if it is, they're going to make sure laws are passed to make sure that other group does not have to go through that again. And guess what? You don't hear much about it, do you? Because they came up with about $500 million to fight opioid and fentanyl and heroin that was wiping out white kids and white families. Hell, I even went to a workshop, and a white dude stood up there and talked about, I lost friends, I lost family members to this opioid crisis. and somebody, a sister finally said, well, yeah, where was you at when crack was wiping out black folks? And then the room got quiet. See, a lot of you have made a few dollars and you got comfortable. And you think that we're equal. We're not. Because a lot of those kids come from intact families. And a lot of white kids in the suburbs listen to rap music as, you know, like, hey, just something to do. They don't go out and start acting a fool with their own race. They don't do that. They come out the suburbs. They listen to Moneybagg Yo. They listen to Young Dolph. They listen to Pooh Shiesty. They listen to all of that. But tell me about all the drive-bys in Germantown. Tell me about all the graffitied up buildings in Bartlett. Tell me about all of the shoot-ups in different stores and robberies in the stores in Germantown, Bartlett, Collierville. Okay? See, people they'll break their privilege. They'll use their privilege to, hey, they entertain. See, rap music entertains the other group of people. Unfortunately, fatherless, broken, emotionally distraught, mentally ill boys have looked at rap music as a way out of the ghetto. But in the process, they're doing more damage to the ghetto. They're not giving back, they're bleeding it dry. Okay, that's one. Attack this damn rap music. Attack it. We need 10 million blacks to attack it. If you don't, that young man that y'all saw going around today shooting, it's just 10 to 15 more of him waiting to get a car and start doing the same damn thing, listen to rap music. Need to attack that. You need to attack next the gang issue. Need to attack the rap issue. Need to attack, guess what? Take mental health seriously in black boys. And most importantly, equally important, you need to attack single motherhood. Why are these women choosing the worst dudes on the planet to get pregnant by and then live in a ghetto and expect little black girls and black boys to make it through that bullshit? Do you understand what I'm talking about? All of it just makes me sick. We're going to have to take responsibility for what we're doing. We can yell racism all day long. I do. I know the author of it. But we don't have to participate. Again, let me run it down for those of you who don't seem to understand this English that I'm speaking. We want to use poverty as an excuse. Or even not having a father as an excuse. Books are free. Education is free. Home training is free. Dignity is free. Self-respect is free. Doing the right thing is free. Keep your hands to yourself is free. Not stealing is free. Do you understand that? So we got to get out of this animal behavior. We got to get out of it. Everywhere we go, it's like everywhere we go, if it's not dirty, we got a problem with it. But it's interesting. We move into an area like a Germantown, all of a sudden we get some sense. Isn't that something? That little black dude, even though in his moment of drug-induced insanity, you know where he did not go to shoot up? That crossed that Mississippi line. Just like a lot of you blacks that live in Memphis that think you some tough asses. Y'all don't go past that Bartlett line and that Germantown line and Colleyville line. See, it's all about hating and abandoning your own race. Even in your thugdom, your gangness, your rappiness, you never disrespect white folks. Because you've been taught to hate your own. And it's easy because there's no consequences of hating your own race. There's no legal consequences. There's no economic consequences. There's none of that. And that in itself is a problem. We're going to have to address this. And watch these lazy-ass politicians that couldn't come up with no solutions with all this stuff. Black girls getting kidnapped. Black males being murdered. Black homes being broken into, black people, cars being jacked. They couldn't think of nothing. But watch these same black politicians, your favorites, for all of a sudden have all the solutions in the world after what happened to this white woman. Hey, it is what it is, I guess. But that's what needs to be done. Because just time out for that. We just stand around like we don't know what the fuck to do. Be men and women. Love our race. And then you'll see the results. My friend Pearl Walker we've always talked about this behavior in our community. And she said something that's just so simple, but it's heavy. She said, Rico, the reason we do these things to ourselves, the reason we let a lot of these things happen to us is because we don't love ourselves. She said, and it was almost 20-some years ago when Pearl said this to me. We don't love ourselves, and we don't. When we sure don't like black boys, we sure don't like black men. Because if we loved us, we would be doing what we need to do to make sure not just me, not just you, but all of us are making out this thing healthy. That's what we'll do. You know, but I digress. I'm not going to go on all night. I'm feeling better now because I was feeling really sad and really hurt. So I said, let me get out of bed. Let me get this off my chest. Everyone else has been getting it off their chest. Because I was feeling really sad. I was feeling, just almost just disillusioned and discouraged. But I'm not. Because I understand my assignment. You understand? Your assignment. Well, some of us we need to have programs that we can reintroduce ourselves. And I'll start in our race. Because we've gotten so far, so disconnected from each other. It's like we don't like each other at all. And then the blacks move to the suburbs, think they better than the people in the ghetto, except when they want to use them. When you move out of the ghetto, hey, Pearl Walker. No, just talking about you, girl. When you move out of the ghetto, it is almost incumbent upon you to go back and share what you've learned to people there. I know it's frustrating because they're under that spell of the hoodness of that Leviathan. I know it's tough. Trust me, I know. But some of you are so talented, you can reach everybody else when you want to run for office. You know how to reach people. When you want to sell something, you know how to reach people. Well, how come when it's needed to change a mindset that is destroying a whole group of people, which also infects the rest of our race, you seem to not to have any solutions? We're going to have to stop this. That young man didn't have to be running wild and maniacal and savage around there. He didn't. But he's clearly on drugs. He's clearly out of his mind. No, that's not an excuse. I'm just telling you what the behavior is. Just like every other group understands that when one of theirs get out of line, they say, well, what is it? You ever notice they rarely kill any of the mass shooters? Because they want to study what is it that triggered him. And that's what we need to do. Once they're in jail, of course, we need to come up with solutions. And the solutions are clear. Take care of our people. Take care of your kids. Take care of each other in our race, like every other group does. But I want to invite y'all again. Watch how these white folks move in Memphis, who are very kind of silent. When y'all was getting carjacked, when y'all doors were getting kicked in, when y'all being murdered, there's one white woman got murdered. Watch how things start rolling. And if y'all don't be careful, it's gonna be another Metro Nashville, cause y'all know what that means. Y'all know the whole thing. You tear down the property value. Then when it's all desolate, nobody cares. You sell it for $4, and boom, a whole other group moves in there while everybody else has moved off. That's what's going. That seems to be the plan for Memphis. You didn't hear it from me, because Memphis is a very valuable and historic city, and black folks have been in charge of it, I guess, physically, for the past for a long time, more than 40 years. And we seem to not know what to do with it. You know, a lot of stuff is going on that the masses of black people should be jumping on. Now you got a small group of people fighting the environment. When the environment affects the whole city, a small group of maybe 15, 20 people, men and women. When you got a whole city of 450,000 blacks, that if they weren't out there fighting for the environment, all y'all ass would be poisoned. Instead of showing up 100,000 people to their rallies, y'all let those 15 people and a few of their allies come out there and do the fighting. What's wrong with you? Memphis like gas and robbery is robbing everybody. But ain't nothing about 5 or 6 people, maybe 20 at the most, fighting for the other 450,000. When all y'all can say, you know what, fuck y'all MLG and W. Ain't none of us gonna pay no light bills. And number 2, some of these damn attorneys that keep running for public office instead of being an attorney, what the fuck you get a law degree for, just to run for office? You lazy bum. I've never seen such a thing. All these people go to UT Knoxville. They go, where else they get a law degree? Some other white school, they get a law degree and come back to Memphis to run for a city council. When you can do so much good in the hood, in the black community with that law degree, with that JD. Or to try to be CEO of some nonprofit. Lazy bum. And that's what I'm talking about. You always got a few fighting for the thousands. Stop making Jesus out of these people. Stop making Malcolm X out of these people. Stop making Dr. King. Stop making Fannie Lou. Stop making Ida B. Wells Burnett out of these people. It should be a mass onslaught of people fighting for the environment, fighting for better rates at the MLGNW, fighting for the mental health of black folks, particularly black men, fighting to get policy changed and stop locking up black dudes and all this unfairness in the state legislature. It should be an onslaught of black, but sit y'all ass at home and only worry about you while these few fight for you. And I just think that's just terrible. But anyway, I think I can get some rest now. But before I leave, I got a few folks on here. If you want to talk to me, hit that little green button. I want to hear your thoughts on the latest events that's been happening in my hometown of Memphis, or in other cities, but particularly in Memphis, with the disparaging, the difference in the way they approach solving crimes in Memphis racially, and as well as, this young man. If you want to talk, hit me up. I got a minute. Who's this? Let's see what's going on. What's up, man? Hold on a minute. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Brian?
What's up, man?
Can you hear me, B? Hello. What's up? Hey, your volume is still low, man. What's going on?
Man, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Brian, I don't know why your volume is so low, man.
Hold on.
It's not you, man. I don't know. It's just, can you hear me loud and clear? You have maybe you have to call me on a Cricket instead of one of these cool phones you got. Yeah. So you'll probably have to call me back, bro. Yeah, all right. Hey, if anybody else would like to talk, I'm still on. I want to hear your thoughts about what's going on in Memphis. I just gave my thoughts. Remember, just push that little green button. Yeah, Mary Max, I know you can hear us both, but I couldn't hear him. That's the thing. I can never hear Brian. Dang. So if anybody else would like to come on and share your thoughts of what you think about what's going on in Memphis, and what and even the young man who's doing and running around shooting, and the murder of the white woman, Emily Fletcher, I think. I want to hear your thoughts, or if you want to give pushback on what I've been saying for the whole hour. Push that little green or blue button. I got a minute. I'll talk to you. Okay. But anyway, hopefully this live will get shared. 325 times like they shared the video of the violence of the dude. I hope this video gets shared like they do, like this video I saw this girl fighting. Ebony. Who said Ebony? I said Emily. So yeah, if you're just coming on, I'd like to hear your thoughts on what's been on in Memphis. With the lady getting killed, as well as a young black male who was recently, as of today, running around shooting up folks. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Press that little green or blue button right there. Okay, not now. Now the street sweeper want to come. Okay, keep going. Okay. Eliza? Okay, I called her Emily. My bad. Eliza Fletcher? Okay, my bad. So yeah, does anybody else like to come on and share your thoughts about anything I said? I know I said a lot. I was just trying to period like everybody else. Okay, Eliza Fletcher, got it. So if you have any thoughts about that case, or if you're watching the news today of the young black male, 19 years old, Hondo, Ezekiel Kelly, him riding around full of X pills and listening to rap music, espousing the lyrics as he was making sure he went to the Yellowstone, the AutoZone, and he said, man, I can go to North Memphis too, man. North, you hear me, man? And something's going on. So anybody else who's commenting, I'd like to hear what you have to say. I want to hear your solution. Who's this? Let's see what's up. What's good?
Hey, I don't know if you mentioned, because my phone was going in and out. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you either.
Well, I'm on high. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you either.
Can you hear me now?
I'll try, but I guess because I'm out here.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead. Keep going.
I just wanted to say, I don't know if you touched on the fact of rehabilitation when these young boys go into the system.
Yeah.
That's a problem. They're not getting rehabbed, because we know they're not getting it outside of the system. It seems like when they go into the system, sometimes they do well. They come out and be productive citizens, but for the most part, they don't get rehabbed in the system. And that's a big problem. This young man had already been in jail at 18 years old for attempted murder or murder. And when he got there,
Cleopatra?
No, I'm talking about this 19-year-old Ezekiel Kelly.
Hondo cat.
Zeke Huncho.
And Ezekiel Kelly.
Yeah, Ezekiel Zeke Huncho Kelly had served 10 months of a 3-year sentence that he was supposed to have served for murder before that he was released back in March of this year. No rehabilitation. So that's also a problem, because we know that without the fathers in the home, we know that there's a high likelihood that they may end up in prison, but there's no rehab in there. So when they come
Right.
out, that's why the recidivism rate is so high.
Okay. Does it? That it? Because I can't hear you. I'm just letting you go ahead and
Yeah, that's it
get
because
your
you can't
message
hear me.
out.
That's it. That's it
Huh?
because you can't hear me. That's it, bro.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. We'll talk. Okay. Thank you so much, Mary Max. Anybody else would like to share your thoughts on the Emily Fletcher situation as well as a young man? Um, Anybody else like to come in and share your thoughts on what happened and what you think should be done and what are some solutions as it relates to our race, our people, how we can kind of turn this thing around before hell 23 get here good. What do you think we can do? I like to hear some. I like to hear some of the men talk. Because always we seem to be the one to be the face of everything, murder, kidnap, domestic violence, everything. They seem to always seem to find one or two of us to make us the foundation by which policies are created that usually disproportionately negatively impact the rest of us. So, anybody else like to come in? Maybe, hopefully, I can hear you. Share your thoughts. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I guess everybody else. It's 1 o'clock. Dang, I've been at this a minute. I think I can go to bed now. Hire DAs that will actually get the job done and pass the domestic terrorism law against the gangs. Okay. Like I guess what the lady's doing in Atlanta, she on the rapper's ass. He said if you put it in your lyrics, we're gonna use the lyrics against you to prosecute you. I ain't mad at all. They always want to call particular people sellouts and bootlicks, but the biggest bootlicks and sellout are the gang members and the rappers. They're the Sambos. If you go listen to the video by Dr. Claude Anderson, uh, inappropriate behavior, you'll know what a bootlick is, who Uncle Tom and Sambo really are, and the black rappers and the gang members are, and a lot of your black politicians are your Sambos. So. But they don't seem to know how to do anything that'll benefit the black race. They just like to why even elect them? So is anybody else? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the recent events in Memphis, Tennessee, my hometown. Jay Worth, thank you, man. Jay, why don't you come in and share your thoughts, man, while you're in here. I saw what you was writing on here. I'm gonna hear what you hit that button, bro. Let me hear what you got to say. If anybody else like to share their thoughts on what happened in Memphis, what you think should be gone, if you heard any of my thoughts, I'd like to hear what you think about what I said. I just threw my opinion in the pot like everyone else has been doing all day and all week and earlier this evening. But yeah, go ahead and hit that red or green button. I'll invite you in so we can just have this quick little dialogue. I'm open for questions about certain things as well. Let's see what the comments are saying. Ooh, okay. I see the Memphis. Let me see. Ronald MB Heard says known for making professional hits look like accidents, random acts, violence. Young Dove, even Eliza Fletcher came to mind. Washington. Okay. The mayor called out the state legislature. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now the mayor. Yeah, the mayor got something to say now. Isn't that something? Okay. Well, be cool, Jace. Next time it shall be, brother. But yeah. So the mayor has something to say. I tell y'all, just keep watching. how things are going to get done, because that one particular incident has occurred. But anyway, anybody else like to come in and share your thoughts about what's going on? If not, you can listen to the playback. I'm probably going to upload this to my YouTube channel as well. I'll leave this up all week. I'm not even going to put anything else up except for this. And I also have a post on this page that y'all can check out. Just wrote a couple of things. He said he is tired and he has been asking for help. Well, he's going to get it now. Now they got a reason to help him now. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I'm being as pessimistic as hell now. I know. So, anyway, anybody else? Okay, well, I'll go ahead and shut it down right here. Thank y'all so much, those of you who tuned in to what I had to say. I know it was late, but I said I couldn't sleep on it, so now I can actually rest. Rhonda said Southern Heritage Classic this weekend. They had to catch the boy tonight. Okay, get him on done. Okay, all right. He said too unpopular is a revolving door, and he can't do anything about it. That falls on the state. Okay, Mary Max. It's a pretty nice little morning here. It's like 1:19 in the morning. It's not bad. Whew. Anybody else that's in here would like to talk to me really quickly before I shut it down? I think I run out of all thoughts, but I'll have some more after the weekend. I'll keep reading. I was going to mention, I'll mention that some other time, but all right. I'll talk to y'all in the future. Thank y'all for checking your boy out. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Y'all see that Cash App, that PayPal, Rico $ Rico the Opinionist. Hey, if you're cool with me, fool with me. Shout out to Raider J. I'll talk to y'all later. Black men, we all we got. All right? And black race, we have no friends. Be cool. Peace. Robert Lee. All right, I was about to go. All right, wait a minute. Hold on, I was about to go. All right, Ronald. I think Judge Joe Brown would be a great person to be the mayor. I think Judge Joe Brown would be the inspiration that a lot of black men could use in the city. Now, he's going to get hated on by a lot of folks because of his comments on social media, but he's a brilliant man, and I think if we just had him just for one term while he's still healthy, because Judge Joe Brown is like 72 years old, and he's still in pretty good shape, and if we could just get him just for one term, I think that he could really empower a lot of black men. He can empower Black Memphis to be the best Memphis that it can be. I think he would be great. I know it's others trying to get in there, but they're a bunch of what's called like Van Turner and all those other folks that are trying to run. They're a bunch of company men. They're not going to be very inspiring. But Judge Joe Brown, he should have been the district attorney. But you got another chance, Memphis, to get it right. Judge Joe Brown, and if he runs, if he invites me, I will come back home to work on his campaign, because Judge Joe Brown needs to be the mayor. Just if not for anything, the inspiration part of it, and then they need to vote in a city council who respect what he's trying to do for the city, because he is a worldwide name. He's a famous man. A lot of people respect Judge Joe Brown. That can bring a lot of positive attention to the city of Memphis. Yeah, he said, Ronald says, thank you for caring, man. You are appreciated, bro, Rico. Well, thank you, Ronald, man, for saying that. I think Judge Joe Brown will be awesome. You know, he's really needed in these times. The way he projects, the way he talks, about black manhood and way he talks about a lot of things that really uplift us as an entire community. Even as an entire city, there's all races and ethnicities that's involved in the city. I think Judge Joe Brown would be perfect in this day and time. He probably can only serve one time, but that's enough because that would empower a lot of us who think like him, who want to see us do better, who want to empower the young men in these inner city neighborhoods to be better than what they think they are and all they could be because of where they live. Judge Joe Brown would be the man. Because one thing about Judge is if he's elected as mayor, he's going to hire the right people to get the job done in that city. But whoever the mayor is, we got to work with him or her and make sure they do what they need to do. And one thing about in Black Memphis, I understand, and even in Black America, Black Americans, they will vote somebody in, then leave them to their own devices. Don't demand nothing from them. They sit there and say, "Oh yeah, he voted in. He Democrat. I voted him in." And those same people that Black folks vote for do more work than people who are not Black. They pass laws. They sign their name on monies to be given to their communities. And we don't even demand, we don't even make them do it. Make them do what they're supposed to do. We don't. But Judge Joe Brown, he's one of those black men or black persons, period, that you ain't got to tell him because he already knows that he won't be afraid to do it. So yeah, Judge Joe Brown should be the mayor. I know those other guys out there running and stuff, everybody can run, but I hope they make the right decision this time with Judge Joe Brown as the mayor. If Judge Joe Brown is the mayor, I'm telling you, I seriously think about moving back home. Because I feel safe. I said, we got a man in office. That's somebody I can feel good about. I think I can work with. I think Judge Joe be the man. And if we can get black men galvanized to do this. Yeah, so Rhonda says, you speaking much truth. I call these folks elders, not elders. Yeah, oh, that's cool. Yeah, Judge Joe, he's that lightning. Now, of course, because of the kind of black man he is, strong, upstanding, masculine, he pushes masculinity, he'll get a lot of pushback from a lot of people who look like me and you. Caucasians, they always worried about their own self-interest. So they'll come out and make sure they vote against him, whoever it is. Let's get the safe Negro. They'll go for a Van Turner or somebody else. But Judge Joe Brown is who Memphis needs. But you know how Memphis voters are. If we can get those young voters out there, they're the ones that make the change. If we can get the young voters, not the young bought-off professional voters, but those inner city blacks who don't hardly vote, the young ones who are 18 to 30 years old, who live in the hoods across Memphis, but they don't hardly vote, they just be out there. Those are the people that need to be galvanized to say, look, man, if y'all don't do nothing else, let's try to get this brother in here and let's get some money, let's get some programs into these neighborhoods, let's get some empowerment, to get some usage out of the empowerment zones that was set up during the Trump administration. Let's get this money flowing in these neighborhoods. And let's build some stuff. Let's get these schools better. Yeah, he's the man. But anyway, is that it? Robert Lee, what's up, man? Come in. Let me hear your thoughts, bro. Hit that green or red button if you're still in there. Mary Mack says, black men in the city of Memphis need to see Judge Joe as an ally. Do not alienate him because his persona has been muddied. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He be saying that, don't get involved in the foolishness. He's a misogynist. He's a sexist. If I hear any man use any of those words, you get out of my space. But Robert Lee, if you on here, man, come on in. Hit me on that blue or that green, man. Let's talk a minute before I shut it down. Angel. Okay. I guess I can go and lay down now. I think I can catch a little TV, then I'll call it tonight. But thank y'all so much again. Hit me on that Cash App, $ Rico the Opinionist. Y'all be cool. We'll talk later. Peace, y'all. Oh, wrong one.